In this presentation, we would show you how we use streaming AI enabled by Confluent to create autonomous conversation AI agents to tackle two of the verticals, financial crimes and healthcare problems. Just a little bit of an introduction of us. GoodLabs Studio, it's a business-first AI engineering studio. We uniquely combine domain experts, AI researchers, and software engineers to tackle some of the most complex problems for our customers, with a particular focus in financial crime and medical AI. Particularly on the domain expert, we even have the former ex-US Secret Service deputy in charge of cybercrime. We do even have reformed fraudster who committed one of the largest US identity theft, 270 million account hack, with $1.2 billion estimated damage, alongside with, obviously, those are for the financial crime. And at the same time, we also have the Chief Medical Informatic Officer for the healthcare AI perspective. And in this presentation, we'll first showcase a use case in phishing attack, which is a very, very prominent financial crime right now. And then we'll actually showcase what we can use this similar foundation model to be able to help the healthcare on the next generation of healthcare. So for now, I'm going to introduce my colleague, Hussein Jaybar, our Director of Financial Crime, who has a master's degree in criminology and passionate fraud fighter that has worked in many of the large industry, including Airbnb and large financial institutions, coming over to talk about the phishing penetration test that we have. Hussein, all yours.
Mic check. Can you guys hear me okay? Awesome. I always say Thomas does such a good job of introducing me at this point. I think he knows me better than my wife. So, but having said that, on a more serious note, we'll be talking today about one of the capabilities that spawned out in recent times, known as your voice is your password. And as you can see on the screen, your voice is actually not your password. Many financial institutions don't know just how effective their voice biometric solutions are. Therefore, before you even think about replacing it or adopting a solution, it's very important to understand and to measure just how effective voice biometric solutions are. Whether an entity has deployed or is considering deploying voice biometrics, it becomes very important to understand the gaps of the existing solution and eventually fill in those gaps to have an effective solution in place. So, like I mentioned, this is becoming a very serious topic. It's one that's being discussed a lot in recent times, especially with the advancement of AI and how far we've gotten in the past couple of years. Just a funny story. This morning I was trying to call my telecom provider. And right off the bat, they said, hey, do you want to use your voice as your password? And I'm thinking, I'm giving a presentation on this later, and it's something I definitely don't want to do until I know how effective it is. And in addition to that, we think about all the fraud detection measures that we have in place, and financial institutions do such a good job of deploying the right measures in place, the right controls, the right rules to detect and deter as much fraud as possible. But that's not the case when it comes to this new technology. So we understand there's a problem. We understand that this problem is growing, as you can see on the screen. But when we are deploying the solutions, we still don't understand just how effective they are. So let's take a look at this example here. So a group of cyber criminals staged one of the largest AI heists where they cloned the voice of a company director and convinced one of his direct reportees to send $35 million to multiple offshore accounts. I mean, let's think about this real quick. You really have to think about the nature of this kind of attack vector. Bypassing a lot of our current human firewalls and is playing on that trust factor established by individuals who know each other. Just a small example is when we're talking about the likes of wealth advisors or financial advisors who deal with their clients on a personal basis. and have that trust factor between them, this is one thing that plays on that. Now, I know what most people think, and especially when I have conversations with some of the clients is, how big is this issue? Do we still have some time to deal with it? There was a report that was published last year by the biometrics group, and they say that 1 in every 730 call is expected to be an AI clone synthetic call. Now, when I say that number, a lot of people think, well, 1 in every 730, it's not that big of a deal. But there's two things to consider. One is, how many calls are we getting to a contact center in a given day? Thousands, maybe even more. And second to that is, all it takes is for one case to go through for a company or for a financial institution to suffer that amount. Now, you think about your traditional types of fraud, your account takeover, your account creation, all these wonderful things. And the losses are in maybe the thousands, maybe it'll go into the 6-figure. But again, all it takes is for one to slip through the cracks for you to suffer a 6, 7, or 8-figure loss. And this takes me kind of to my next point, right? The sophistication of this vishing world, maybe I should take a step back. So I don't know if everybody's familiar with the term vishing. The term vishing kind of stems from the term phishing. And phishing, I think we're all familiar with, is when cyber criminals or fraudsters use some sort of manipulation tactic to trick the individual on the other side, or the victim, to provide sensitive information. Now, typically that happens over an email or a text message or some sort of written format. But with vishing, with the advancements that we've seen in vishing, it transpired into phone calls. And again, phone calls in real time are difficult to detect and difficult to deal with. But the sophistication of vishing primarily is directly backed by the advancement in AI capabilities, such as 11 Labs. So 11 Labs recently secured an 80 million funding round, and we continue to see their level of cloning detail in action, capturing even the tiny details such as the sound of breathing noises in the conversation, the smacking of the lips as we're talking, and again, making it very difficult for your outdated voice detection systems to be able to differentiate that from an actual customer. Now, this level of sophistication is what led us to filling the gap of wanting or needing to understand how effective voice biometric solutions are as a whole. On the screen, you can see some of the popular choices or some of the solution providers in the market that are currently being used, claiming to capture AI-generated voices. And these are the largest players in the industry right now. But in the question that we're asking, we're really not alone. So as a matter of fact, Senator Sherrod Brown, who is the chairperson of the US Senate Banking Committee, had exactly the same question. He sent out a letter to some of the major banks in the United States to seek answers to how frequently the banks are measuring or controlling their voice biometric tools, and how often are they being assessed and reviewed to ensure they continue to provide a high level of security and privacy in this phase of technological advances and emerging threats. And just a quick side note. So when we first kind of started in this exercise, this was about maybe a year and a half ago, the cloning software, the cloning technology wasn't as advanced as it is today. So when we first started, to a certain degree, you can still tell by the human ear that this sounds a little robotic. This might sound like it's been cloned. Fast forward to where we are now, and just recently, I hope, Thomas, you don't mind me using you as an example, I cloned my voice. Thomas heard the clip. And I've had a good relationship with Thomas for quite some time now, and he wasn't able to differentiate between the two. And this is an individual that I'm talking to on a daily basis and have interactions with. And again, the bigger question becomes is, where will we be a year from now? And hence, therefore, it's very important for us to start measuring these things and understand just how we can control this specific tactic. So, with all that said, we put together a vishing penetration test. By integrating with popular call center systems such as Genesys or any preferred voice biometric system, We use a group of 50 diversified voice actors along with their AI clone voices to test your voice biometric system based on ASV spoof parameters. And these parameters take in several external and internal factors in the testing phase to make sure that we kind of capture a holistic overview of your customer base. Now, and in doing so, we look to evaluate how good your voice biometric system can handle vishing attacks and at what scale or volume can actually handle vishing attacks. I'll quickly walk you through how the process works. But in order to kind of scale the testing as much as possible, we also built an autonomous conversation engine to integrate with a large language model and voice generation AI capable of carrying out an entire conversation with the voice actor autonomously. You don't want to sit there and having to process this phone conversations with these voice actors all day. So step one of the process is to get the voice actor of various age groups, various ethnicities, various genders, to call into the system so that the voice biometric system can capture the voice print and use that as a reference. Once we have a reference, the system will then start to conduct the second step of the equation. But let's just go through the first step.
Hi there, this is Kevin from Wolf Wall Street Private Banking and Wealth Management. Please note that we will record your voice print. How can I help you today?
Hey Kevin, it's Adam Smith calling. You emailed me yesterday about the private banking service you're offering. What the next steps are.
Hi, Adam. Great to hear from you, and thank you for getting back to me. I'm glad you're interested in our private banking services. Can I get your full name to kick off your application?
Sure thing. My full name is Adam Smith.
Great, thanks. Can I also get your address, Adam?
Yeah, and my address is 343 Duluth, Minnesota, and my zip code is 55802.
Thanks, Adam. I will email you the document to sign. Thank you for choosing Wolf Wall Street again.
So that takes us to the second step. The second step after the voice print is trained and captured is then to get the voice actors to call in again to validate how well the voice biometric system can confidently identify the real voice calling. Let's take a look at that as well.
Hi there, this is Kevin from Wolf Wall Street Private Banking and Wealth Management. Please note that we will record your voice print. How can I help you today?
Hey Kevin, I'm interested in a technology company for my portfolio. I'm interested in ticker symbol CFLT. Can you give me the total revenue growth from Q1 of 2024?
I'd be happy to assist you with that. Please hold on a moment while I look up the latest financial information. Ticker CFLT started fiscal year 2024 strong, highlighted by 45% year-over-year revenue growth for Confluent Cloud.
Interesting. I'm actually with the Confluent folks right now. I have to say, great people and a great company. Let me talk to them a little bit more and I will call you back.
And then the last step is so once we have understood how the voice biometric system can validate the real person calling, the last step is then to use the AI cloned voice of the voice actor to call into the system and evaluate again how well the biometric system can identify the AI cloned voice. Our reference voice biometric AI can only show the AI cloned voice by a few percentage points of the difference between the second call given the confidence score. And in addition to that, by the end of the test, using the 50 voice actors, you will receive a full report, a comprehensive report, giving you the results of your voice biometric system, as well as identifying the gaps of the current solution in place. From there, we will supplement and assist your voice biometric system to close that gap. So let's just walk through this last example.
Hi there, this is Kevin from Wolf Wall Street Private Banking and Wealth Management. Please note that we will record your voice print. How can I help you today?
Hi Kevin, I am traveling right now, and I just sent you an email to transfer $300,000 to another account to my investment. It's a bit urgent. I want to confirm the transfer. Could you perform the transfer as soon as possible for me? Thanks.
Thank you for reaching out. For security reasons, I won't be able to process any transactions without additional validation. Could you please provide some additional details or verification on the account you want to transfer the money to?
Just quickly, by a show of hands, how many people can tell that was a AI cloned version of my voice, that last call? I see 1, 2, maybe 3, right? But you think about the context of a call center agent taking on hundreds and thousands of calls in a given month. You know, they're not paying the same attention as we are right now and understanding the context of the presentation. And that's what makes it very difficult, guys. And this is why this is a very near and dear topic to my heart, because it's an up-and-coming problem that we're still not very aware of, or not really paying much attention to it. But with that said, we don't just stop there. We are curious about what other use cases we can apply the Confluent Build Autonomous Conversation AI agent to. Some of you might know medical AI is also a big focus and a main revenue stream for our company, GoodLabs. For this, I will turn it over to Chris Smith, our Director of Medical AI. Chris, my esteemed colleague, has a PhD in biomedical physics and is passionate about applying AI within the medical field to create better healthcare for everyone. Chris, the floor is all yours.
Thanks, Hussein. So it's great to be here today, and great to see how many industries are using Confluent to streamline their data and into different AI applications, including healthcare. Yesterday, I got the opportunity to sit in and hear about how Cardinal Health, Google, and Confluent are working together to improve healthcare workflows and accomplish their many goals to improve healthcare for patients. Their presentation yesterday was fantastic, a real-world use case, and I enjoy seeing fellow professionals that are passionate about applying AI and pushing the boundary of healthcare for better outcomes for patients and everyone here. So at GoodLabs, we share that same passion for medical AI in our medical AI team, and we saw what our software engineering team and the fraud AI team was doing and what they built with Confluent, and we figured there was a way that we could bring that autonomous AI conversation agent into the medical space and push it to the next level. So our immediate use case, which we worked with a university just west of Toronto, was to bring this AI conversational agent into medical schools and provide an easy, accessible tool for medical students to practice their clinical examination training. So in recent years, I'm sure everyone's sort of experienced this, healthcare has shifted an increased dependence on medical testing and imaging, and clinical examination skills actually have been in decline, and this has been shown in recent literature. And it's starting to actually impact patient experience, and it's causing increased costs towards excess testing and operating diagnostics, and it actually can lead to delayed diagnosis for patients. So that's why we have enhanced our medical student clinical training platform, which we called Monkey Jacket, from a peer-to-peer training platform, which would require two medical students to log on and chat with one another, to a more accessible AI agent platform that uses the Confluent-built autonomous conversational agent that Hussein just demonstrated to act as a patient avatar for the medical students to practice with thousands of different clinical scenarios which they can access at any time and anywhere. So I'll quickly show you a pre-recorded demo of our AI patient. And so in this demonstration, we have Dr. Fariz, one of our physicians that's part of our medical AI research team here at GoodLabs. And she's picked out a clinical scenario that she wants to practice. In this case, the AI patient has severe back pain. And the doctor and the patient avatar will converse with our physician, and she's going to walk through and take a medical history. And so this is just one of many cases that we have within our system that we can autonomously generate, and so that many students can practice all the various different situations throughout their clinical training. And we're able to create a diversity of different scenarios, like with different clinical presentations, different gender, different ages, for whatever they want to practice. So just as a heads up, we've cut to the sort of the middle portion of this video, just as it's a long training process or conversation, and I don't think we need to go through a full practice setting, but here, I'll let it play.
Hello, I'm Dr. Fariz. What's your name?
Hey, I'm Tom.
Hi, Tom. Nice to meet you. What brings you in today?
I've got really bad back pain.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about the back pain? When did it start?
It started about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Did anything trigger this pain? Any falls, trauma, injury to the back?
It just kind of started out of nowhere. Not really.
Okay. Can you describe where the pain is? Is it in the upper back area, mid back, or lower back?
It's in the lower back.
Okay. And does it radiate elsewhere, to the upper back, to down into the legs?
No, it's just in the lower back.
Okay. Can you describe the pain? Is it dull?
Yes.
Is it sharp?
It's sharp.
It's sharp. Okay. And can you rate it out of 0 to 10, 10 being the worst pain you've ever felt?
It's an 8.
And have you ever experienced this type of pain before, prior to the 2 weeks?
No.
So our patient or AI patient agent was just sort of version 1 to get kickstarted that we were working with the University of Waterloo on. So since then, we've built an enhanced version of the system on the same autonomous conversation agent. And so for background, as we've been working with some of our customers in the medical AI space, including 2 of the largest technology firms in the world to train their AI models, they've really inspired us to push the boundaries and imagine what, I guess, healthcare should really look like, or what it could look like. So as we've all here likely have firsthand experienced, there's significant issues in primary and family medicine, and they're facing a shortage of family physicians. And this shortage is only expected to get worse due to the growing amount of administrative workload burdens that family doctors are currently facing. To put it in perspective, in Ontario, where we're from, Toronto, in Canada, it's estimated that by 2026, that of the 16 million people that reside there, between 4 to 6 million people won't have a family doctor. And this is a similar situation going on here in the United States. This crisis has motivated us to use the same Confluent built technology to prototype what primary care could really look like. And so in this demo, I'm going to show you how we used a medically trained LLM to produce an AI physician for a patient to interact with. In this example, a member of our medical AI team, Dr. Parikh, who you're seeing right now on the screen, he recorded himself, and we produced an AI avatar of him using a product called HeyGen. And so HeyGen is a leading AI video avatar company, which we directly integrated with Confluent to receive the agent textual output and create a realistic video chat that the patients can engage with. In our prior example that I just showed of the AI patient, that was also a video or avatar produced by HeyGen that was also integrated with Confluent to produce that avatar. However, that was just an off-the-shelf stock AI avatar. So once again, this is just going to be a segment of this clip of this patient-physician interaction where we have a patient engaging with our AI version of Dr. Parikh. So I'll play the video.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Anderson. How are you feeling today? What seems to be bothering you?
Hi, I've been experiencing a lot of back pain recently.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can you tell me more about this back pain? When did it start?
Well, it started about 5 days ago or so, and, it's been really bugging me.
I see. Can you describe what the pain feels like? Is it sharp, dull, achy, or something else?
The pain's pretty continuous, but it's been really radiating down my left leg, and it's not very comfortable.
Got it. Is there anything that makes the pain better or worse, like certain movements, positions, or activities?
Yeah, recently it really got bad when I had to bend down to, pick up a few, like my clothes and stuff from the ground, and when I was just lifting like small things around the house.
Okay, thanks for telling me. Have you ever had any similar back pain before?
No, not that I can remember. No.
All right. Do you have any other medical conditions that you're currently dealing with, like diabetes or high blood pressure?
Yeah, actually both. I have high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes.
All right, thanks. Do you take any medications for your high blood pressure and diabetes? And if you do, what are they?
Yeah, I think it's lisinopril, I think 20 milligrams, and metformin, I take 1,000 milligrams.
Okay, got it. Do you have any allergies to medications or anything else that you're aware of?
Yeah, I think as a kid, I think I have a penicillin allergy.
Got it. Has this back pain affected your sleep at all?
Yeah, well, it's sore. So, a bit, yeah, it's not great.
How about your appetite? Has your back pain affected how much you eat?
So then there's a quick walkthrough. I think everyone can tell that was me being the patient. My back's fine, so no worries there. But I think this is just a brief glimpse into where I think we can start using AI, streaming data to start helping the healthcare industry, whether it's I think this is a bit far out, full autonomous AI physician, but it can do other streamlined activities of triaging patients, first showing up at clinics, collecting background information, and making the workload for physicians just a bit easier and lighter so they can see more patients and be more efficient in their day-to-day practice. So I'd like to thank everyone for being here today, and listening to our presentation. And Hussein and I would love to talk to anyone passionate about financial crime or the healthcare industry, and we are happy to answer any questions anyone might have. Thank you.